Alright everybody, this is a video about Bile Cabbage Down. It's a great, simple fiddle tune that you can teach at the beginning. And I'm going to show you some other things you can do with it for bass players in your group. So when you first teach it, one of the things that makes it nice for everybody except the bass players is they can stay on one string. But of course the bass players need to cross to the open G, unless you want to teach them how to do it in second position, which I'll show you in a little bit how you do that. But at the beginning, you're gonna and then, so it's very, very simple. Now you can learn it pizzicato and then learn it with the bow. This is variation A on page 256. Okay, so that's a good one. That's the taka taka stop stop, and then strawberry. Now, unlike the other students in your group, your bass players have some relatively fast string crossings that they have to navigate. Going from D to G on the bass is, a lot of kids will kind of just lift and they'll wind up getting that kind of thing on the G. So it's a feeling of you're pushing out, you're pushing away as you cross from, see? So you probably want to have them, you can just practice that a few times. So as you can see, bass playing is much more complicated at the beginning than for the other instruments because of the tuning in fourths. It just changes. So everything about it. Now the next one, this is a little bit nicer for bass players because you have a little bit more time to cross strings. Then we get D. Notice, you know, this on a German bow, that's going to come from your thumb, that weight before you start. And it's just so important on a bass to get that string into vibration. Then we get this. Very little bow. Then variation F. Straight quarters. Nice and crisp. Then G. Popcorn and peanuts. And popcorn and peanuts. And popcorn and peanuts. Popcorn and peanuts. Makes us all crazy. So that's a lot of fun. So now you can do it with a backing track at different tempos. And now let me show you a couple things that are kind of bass friendly in a way. So if you want to keep the bass players on one string, it's not that hard. I would teach it to them in first position first, but if you want to do it on one string, you start on two. You tell them, put your second finger on the fourth finger tape, and then you can play G with your fourth finger. And then, and this is where you come back to the first finger tape. So you shift back, and then you're going to shift back, second finger, sorry. And then, now it's not too terribly difficult to do that. It's a shift to what we call second position. So I'll show it again. Start with the second finger on the fourth finger tape. And then come back to 1 on the first finger tape. So you see, the first finger always wants to stay with the first finger tape, but that second finger is getting a little crazy. It wants to go out there and hang out on the fourth finger tape. So you can kind of have fun telling a story to your students about this. And of course, if you want to make it easier for them, put the bow down and just do it pizzicato first. Whoops. Okay, I'm going to alternate like a good bass player. And then back. Okay, so you can do that. Now, in the book, a little bit later on, I introduce doing a bass line just using the open strings for Bile and Cabbage Down. And what you can do, so everybody, that I have it in the book in the rhythm of the song, of the rhythm of the words, right? Bile 'em cabbage down, down, bake them biscuits brown, brown. Only song I ever knew was Bile 'em cabbage down, down. But a real bass line is going to be, and you just kind of slap. You don't get to do this on the violin. So oh yeah. And then go back to A and then come back home. All right, so that would be the bass line. You could teach that to your bass players, and when everybody else is learning to do the fiddle tune with the shuffle rhythm and adding the open A string, this is a fun thing. That's a fun time to introduce this to the bass players, because on the bass, that shuffle rhythm adding the open A is kind of, you know, this doesn't work well on the bass, right? Because the A is so low. So teaching the bass players that they have this special bass line that they can do can be a fun way to extend the activity for the other for the bass players while the other students are doing the shuffle rhythm and the double stops. All right, well, I hope this has been informative about Bile 'em Cabbage Down and the bass, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.